So, in looking through these options on this article, some of them we already do in the class, but not everybody might participate in them. So, what I'm going to ask you to do is to choose two uh, that you would like to try during this next quarter before we have our in class essay date. So, for the first one, it says don't settle for the first grade idea. So when you're thinking about ideas for your, maybe if you choose a creative option for your historical fiction, or if you are trying a different genre, you're going to keep a list of several different ideas that you might want to go with. And then from there, you're going to choose one. So you have to actually make the list of ideas of possibilities. And it says that you have to have at least 3 on that list. So you'd have to show me that. The second thing is draft and redraft an idea, concept, solution, or product. Redraft from a different perspective. Maybe try it from a different character. Think about how it would change if the audience was different, or if you are changing who is supposed to be your main character. So if you choose this option, you're going to do more than one draft for the piece. The third one is with structured conversations. If you would like to do this, I'm hoping that then, if as long as we get multiple people, I would set up a time, hopefully one of the days when we're in the Commons, and I would just put you guys together and I'll give you a discussion question and you'll just talk and get some ideas and see how that might lead to some other creativity. If you read these other articles, this is honestly a lot like what we do for the workshop days. And this other one is more for me and how I track who talks to whom with the discussion. But it would be a chance for us to have some more class discussion. Make mistakes through trial and error. This is finding flaws. So what I would have you do is in a draft to actually write out, maybe here are some flaws that I see in my writing, and then here's my plan to fix them. So being more intentional with that instead of just kind of doing it in your head, writing that out. Set aside a project idea for a side to marinate for some time. For those of you guys who are procrastinators, this might be a good one because it's saying that you're going to work on it early and then go back to it later. And if you're used to putting it off, you never have time to go back to it later. Some of you guys are already doing this, and I'd like you to try something new and different that you aren't already doing. Grow a work portfolio. Produce a collection of first drafts to draw inspiration for creative projects. I had some people do this with the narrative. They weren't sure which option they want to do, so they wrote just real quick drafts of like 2 or 3 different ideas and then picked from there which one they liked best. Maybe that's what you do for a genre. You do a couple of different ones and then decide which one is best. Keep a journal. We already have a journal with our quick write, but what you would do is intentionally look through there for some ideas that you could use for your um, other genre pieces. Research to learn new ideas. This is the one that we're actually all doing with historical fiction if you choose creative. So this is not an option that I would let you choose for that. But if you would like to do research for one of the other genres for the monthly submissions, I think that could potentially work. Critique peer work. Some of you guys have tried to get peers to look over your writing, and it's hard because they um, are busy with their own things. What I have found works really well is if you're critiquing each other's. So if it's a two-way street. So if we have multiple people, I'll just pair you up, and hopefully we can get a good network going for people who want to do that one. And then some puzzles and team puzzles. An exercise how to think differently. What I might do is, if enough people sign up for this one, we'll put you together and give you some kind of team building activity, or that would involve talking, doing some riddles, maybe some kind of game. There's a whole list of ideas that I could choose from. If you want to look at that list and give me a suggestion, that would be good. But you're going to choose 2 of these things on the list that you are going to try before the date that we have our in-class essay. And then on the date of the in-class essay, you are going to write about how it either helped in your creative writing process or it did not. So choose wisely.